What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of New York Giants Convo, man. And hey, we got a lit show for you today because we're getting into the New York Giants big, about a bigger preseason win as you can get for the preseason, 26-3. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into that. We are going to tell you who's going to make this roster, who did themselves a solid and who hurt themselves in that preseason game. Also, we got On the Money Outta Pocket, Lil Known Giants, Big Pass game plan, and much, much more. So pull up a chair, kick back, relax, man. It's all New York Giants today on a Sunday football morning, man. Football season is coming up. I'm your host on Popular Opinion Sports with my co-host Big Pat Sports Talk, Pat. What's good with you, man? How you feeling today on this Sunday football morning, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. The New York Giants did their thing against the Dolphins, dominating them in the joint practices, and then went on and flooded into the game, man. I liked a lot of things that I saw in that game, and we're going to talk about it right here on Giants Convo, man. We know we got to have a conversation about our New York Giants, man. So let's talk about them, man.
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we're coming back with New York Giants conversation. Let's go.
Welcome to Giants Convo.
All right, man. Coming back here on New York Giants Convo, man. And the conversation is going to be about the roster battles. Also, like I said, we're going to talk about a little bit that happened in the game as well. But first things first, the New York Giants did not play certain players in this game. Now, whether that tells you their roster position or whether that tells you that they have something else going on, is to be sorted out, because guys like Jackson Dart, Neighbors, obviously, who else sat out on the offense? Andrew Thomas, cats like that. Of course, on defense, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau. We won't see none of those guys. Tremaine Edmonds. So what the Giants were able to do in this game, though, was allow some of their backups and some of their kind of fringe guys to get a lot of burn in this game. And that's kind of what we're going to be focusing on during this show. For the game, 26-3, as we mentioned, Giants just dominated the Dolphins in every phase of the game. The Dolphins with only 3 first downs during that game. That is absolutely
that's crazy.
They only gained 102 yards for the entire game and 50 rushing yards. So the Giants did a lot better on the ground, holding them attempts. Of course, no A chain, but for the Dolphins, as they rested most of their players as well. But we did get to see a lot in the joint practices and a lot in this game. But Pat, what were some of your initial takeaways from not only the joint practices that they went through, but also the preseason game? Because in the joint practices, we've seen a lot more the starters, seen a lot more the heavy lifters. In this game, like I said, was more so backups and kind of fringe guys out there playing.
I think you saw what this Giants defense can actually do if the cornerbacks actually step up and play some good football. 3 first downs the whole game. That's pretty tremendous, no matter if it's preseason or whatever part of the season is it. 3 first downs, barely over 100 yards for the whole game. That means the defense was playing their butts off. We were stopping the run, shout out to the cornerbacks. They actually did pretty well. I know it was against the Dolphins, and you can say that, but they did what they were supposed to do. They dominated. That was a dominating win by that Giants defense. And our guy, what was he? Was he a 6th-round pick? Wearing Dexter Lawrence number out there, had the little celebration after the sack.
Bobby Jamison Travis.
Yeah,
we'll talk about him in a little bit.
Yeah, Bobby Jamison Travis, he did his thing. Averill Reese is as advertised, bro. Like the little bit of snaps that he got, the recognition and the speed of that cat is ridiculous. I didn't know he was that fast. Like people said Sonny Styles, and I said it too. Sonny Styles was a faster player, but it doesn't look like that. Averill Reese looks faster because he recognizes a little bit more in the beginning of his career. We'll see what Sonny Styles goes on to be with the Commanders, but Averill Reese is as advertised. And if you are not strong and strong-willed, he's going to rip through you, bro. Like, this dude's a monster. And I can't wait to see what he develops into. But the safeties did pretty well. Pinnock and Nubin, they did pretty well. But I was just excited to see what they did in this preseason game, man. I liked it.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. Coach Ed, what's good with you, man? Says,
what's going on, Coach?
Giants accumulated 390 yards and 26 first downs. This game was a Tyson hook to the body with an uppercut finisher. I agree. And if you, we still putting out our preview shows, but the outlook on Miami is very, very bad this year. It's a bad team. So, but what I could take away from that, and I tell Pat this all the time, the Giants this year, they're gonna beat up on bad teams because that defense is like that. And you seen how they can dominate a bad team, and this is what you want, because in past years, the Giants would lose to teams like this. They would take their foot off the gas or let a team come in there and slip in that's inferior to them and let them win the game. I don't think you're gonna see that this year with John Harbaugh. If a team comes in and they ain't on their A game, they about to get their ass whooped. And that's what you're seeing. Backups or no backups. They showed you in the joint practice. They showed you on the field in the game that they ain't bullshitting when John Harbaugh says he wants a physical, tough bully in New York. When you got a little chump on the field, what's going to happen? He's going to get bullied. And that's what the Dolphins was. It was the chump that was out there getting bullied and pushed around. Now, let's get into this stock up, stock down. Because in a game like this, you're more or less watching for individual players. You're more or less watching for guys that are trying to make the roster, guys that are on a bubble, and just kind of looking and seeing who stood out and who is making a strong case to be on this team, because it's not like past years, Pat, where motherfucker was just guaranteed his roster spot. Ain't like that no more. Everybody got to go out there and earn it. I mean, everybody. So I got my takeaways as far as who helped themselves and who hurt themselves. And we're going to start out with the players that helped themselves. I want to start out with the good news first. So we're going to get into that right now. First play I want to start out here with is, my boy, Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton, people forgot about Darius Slayton. Everybody wanted Darius Slayton traded, gone, get him out of here, get just anything for him, a 5th, 6th, 7th bag of chips. That's how they treat this guy. And all he does is go out there and produce for the Giants. That's all the cat has done since he's been on the team. Slayton, again, 4 catches, let me get the yards here, 58 yards, 14.5 yard average on 6 targets. With a long pass of 29 yards. You've seen that catch and run that he had down the field. Now, I can't say Darius Slayton is going to be the number 2 because what I've seen from Malachi Fields and what I've been banging the table for. But I can say that Darius Slayton should absolutely be on this team. Absolutely. His veteran leadership, combined with his production, combined with the fact that he's been around, he knows New York, he can help some of these other receivers come along. And combined when and if the Giants get hurt, y'all know who they're going to turn to, number 86, because that's what they've been doing his whole entire career, because he was never brought here to be a number 1 receiver. Now that you got a number 1 and a number 2 and possibly a number 3, you don't need to put that pressure on Slayton, but he'll be ready when you need him. I want Darius Slayton on this team. He showed me yesterday, cementing his case, which I've been pushing for since the guy got in the league. He's not who you think he is. He's not this scrub bum that you need to cast to the side. What was your thoughts on Darius Slayton's performance out there, Pat?
Darius Slayton did Darius Slayton things. And now that he's not going to be dependent on to be the number 1 guy or number 2 guy as per se, because I think Malachi Fields is going to cement himself probably by week 2, week 3, maybe even week 1, as a number 2 guy. I think this cat, man, he going to get some explosive plays for this Giants offense, because if you could get him on the 3rd or 4th best corner.
You seen it last night.
Yeah.
We're playing against the 2s and the 3s and the 4s, the 2s and the 3s.
So
eating them up.
Yeah, so if you can get this guy in deep post, going against slot corners, deep post, he can open up this offense for this team. He can be a valuable asset for this team to allow people like Isaiah Likely and Neighbors to work the middle of the field and get those crucial 3rd down conversions and things. Because if you got to worry about this dude taking the top off your defense, it's going to be a problem, because he's always been playing not out of position, but out of rank. Like, he's not a number 1. I don't think he's a great number 2, even though he can be a number 2, but a number 3, number 4 receiver, and let him take the top off the defense. Let him get those catches in the middle of the field and turn those 10-yard catches into 30, 40 yards, because he's fast. And if he's wide open in the middle of the field, or if he's going streaking down through the slot, streaking down the field, and he gets past the guy, and the safeties are coming up because they're trying to stop Isaiah Likely and Neighbors and people like Malachi Fields from abusing them over the middle of the field, this dude could get some touchdowns this year, some big touchdowns, 60, 70 yards. So, yeah, I think his stock is up, and he showed what he means to this team. And you need somebody like that, because if somebody gets injured, at least he has the experience of being out there. So, yeah, stock up on Darius Slayton, man. Good for him.
Yeah. Stock up on Slayton. And like I said, I do think he makes the squad. I don't think he's getting traded. But there might be a guy that might be getting traded. But we're going to talk about that. Next guy that helped himself. Old Blown Motor, man. I've been hard on Blown Motor. I really have. I've been hard on this cat. But as real men do, we will admit when we're wrong. Devin Singletary might actually have some value on this ball club. Back-to-back weeks, preseasons, he's lit it up. Had that 140-yard catch and run the week before, and then in this game he had 8 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown. 5 yards a carry. So Devin Singletary puts cats like Tracy and Eric Gray and some of those other cats on notice, because he's the vet. He can pass protect. He gives you a little bit in the run game. Not as explosive. His motor still needs some spark plugs. But it still runs. It does still run. I give you that.
Gets you to point A to point B.
It runs. So, yeah.
That's all you need, boy.
So, but all jokes aside, man, Devin Singletary has really helped his case. And it doesn't help what Tyrone Tracy's doing. Well, it helps him, but it doesn't help Tracy. his performance has actually elevated Singletary, and it's going to be interesting to see if they keep 4 or if they keep 3 running backs, true running backs, not counting Patrick Ricard, because it's right now it's between Singletary and I think Tracy. I don't know. We're going to talk about Tracy in a minute, but Devin Singletary has showed up in his preseason, and he's played solid. So you got to give him his credit. What's your thoughts on old blown motor, Pat?
Oh, blown motor, man. Like he just needed a little. What do you call that? You needed some spark plug change.
Yeah,
you needed a
tune
tune up. You need a new tune up, man. Like I said, it gets you to point A to point B. And you need guys like that on your roster. If you guys need a breather or something, blown motor could come in there, get you a couple of yards, maybe even get you a touchdown. Like he did to yesterday against the Dolphins. I've been hard on Singletary too. I still think Tracy's the better back, but he has been showing that hey, he's dependable. He hasn't been fumbling the ball. He hasn't been doing anything crazy. And you can depend on him to block as well. So, I mean, he gets you to point A to point B. And if you need veterans like that on your roster who know what to do if need be. So, yeah, I like Devin Singletary. If he makes this roster, I won't be mad.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hate it either. As long as we got Kim Scatterbo and Najee Harris in front of him, I'm good with it. All right, next, Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin III definitely showed out yesterday. Austin caught 2 passes, 24 yards, and then he had a couple of punt returns. I think, let me get you the numbers, 2 punt returns, 29 yards, and had a long of 18. And I think he had one that might have been called back as well. So he did his thing on special teams, and he did his thing in the receiving game. He also had a end around, a run for 21 yards. So Calvin Austin is putting pressure on cats like Berrios, OBJ, Mooney, and some of these other fringe guys that's on the but he gives you a lot. And I think for Harbaugh, it's going to be hard to cut a cat like that because he can work in the slot. He can work on punt, kick returns. He can do the little trickery stuff like end arounds and different things like that. Kind of a little bit of a gadget player. Going to be hard to I think it's going to be hard to cut him. That's what I'm going to say. I definitely think he's making a strong case to be that next one up after the big 3, which is Fields, Neighbors, of course, and Darius Slayton. But what are your thoughts on Calvin Austin? It's a guy you've been talking about a little bit during the offseason as well, Pat. So what do you think about his performance?
I think he submitted his roster spot yesterday. You can't get rid of this cat. He's all purpose. He can do punt return. Like you said, he can do the end arounds for you, the quick screens. He can be that guy that can take the top off the defense as well. He's a good receiver, and he's a smaller guy, so he's a guy that you may not notice with all those big guys like Theo Johnson and Isaiah Likely, Malachi Fields on the field. You get this guy quick out, and he breaks a tackle. Who knows what can happen after that? So I think he submitted his roster, and he may have pushed somebody like a Braxton Berrios off this roster. And I think he's on his team. I think Harbaugh loves him.
Yeah, and Harbaugh is very familiar with Calvin Austin. Of course, played with Pittsburgh. He was over there with Baltimore. So cats like that, you got to kind of put 2 and 2 together a little bit when you're making some of these projections. So I definitely think he made a strong case, if not solidified his spot yesterday. All right, next up. Big old Bobby Jamison Travis. Bobby Jamison Travis, man. He helped his spot yesterday and getting a sack. Had some pressures. I just think overall he just played well. He's been playing pretty well. When you see his number 97, which they got it wrong here, but his number's 97. When you see it on tape, you look and like, hey, is that Dexter Lawrence? But it's not Dexter Lawrence. He don't look like Dexter Lawrence, but you see that 97 in there a lot when you watching these plays, and that's him. That's him. He's getting pressure. He's making plays. So this is what you want out of a 6th round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we talking about defensive tackle depth. He helps that, and he helped his case as far as making this roster. Yeah, we all looking at the depth at D tackle, saying the Giants may need to upgrade, but you do got some guys. You know, he played a lot. Alexander played a lot. Fotu played a lot. So, but I thought he was one of the better looking players out there on the line when he got his shot. So, again, preseason playing against 2s and 3s, but he's a 2 and 3 himself. So you got to kind of put that together. So if you're able to dominate equal competition, then you ready to level up and possibly make this team and possibly make a decent contribution this year. Yeah, kind of an under radar guy. Under not a lot of people talking about him. More people talking about Darius Alexander, and we're gonna get to him in a little bit. But I like what I've seen out of Bobby Jameson Traps, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I like what I saw out of the oldest 20-year-old that you'll see. I think he's right. I think he solidified his spot as the big run stuff and defensive tackle that Harbaugh normally has on his rosters. And he's going to come in spot duty. He's going to come in on 3rd and short situations, goal line situations. And I think you're going to see a good amount of this cat here, man. I like Bobby Jameson Travis, and he's going to work. He's just a rookie. But in the future, probably like year 2, year 3, you're going to see a lot of him, man. And he's decent. He's decent. And once he gets his grown man strength, which he already has a good strength, but they're going to get him right. And you're going to see this guy. Maybe he can play a Haloti Ngata role in the future, or like Vince Wilfork or something like that, in the future. Who knows? But I know what this kid's role is going to be, and I think he's going to fit right into that role. He's going to be a role player for this team, which the Giants haven't had good role players in a long time.
Yeah, man. Rotation, rotation.
Mm-hmm.
We want a defensive line rotation, which is what we didn't have with Dexter Lawrence here. It was all Dex all the time, and now you can rotate Bobby Jameson in on some downs. You can rotate Alexander in on some downs, or DJ Reader to give him a rest. Fotu to to give him a rest. So definitely think coach, we're gonna talk about Alexander too. Here, unfortunately, he's on the other side of this list, but this cat right here, you're right. He in a couple years, once he gets solid and gets his NFL strength and speed together, he's gonna be I would say at least a solid player. Ain't gonna go off the rails, say some All Pro, or he's gonna be the next Dexter Lawrence. But the Giants do have a knack for finding these type of, just as an organization. I don't know what it is. You change regimes and whatever, but as an organization, they do have a knack for finding these good, solid defensive tackles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they got one here too, another one. So let's hope he pans out. All right. I think I got 2 more. Deonte Banks. Coach mentioned it. Shout out to you. Shout out to Iman Perry. I see y'all in the chat. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Deonte Banks, man. He had 2 pass breakups in the game. He's making tackles now. Look, he could be the number 2 corner. He could be the number 2 corner going into this season.
That's a fact.
We still have to see with John Harbaugh which direction he wants to go in, but whether he replaces Paulson Adebo or you line him up with Greg Newsome, I think he's earned one of those spots, to be honest with you. Based on everything we know, all the corners we've seen, everybody we done watched, he's definitely playing the best. You cannot deny it. You got to give guys their credit when they turn things around. He's been playing the best out of all the corners all summer. How can you not? First of all, he's a lock for the roster. Ain't no question about it now. And then second of all, how can you not consider putting him out there? Everybody's saying, well, what if he goes back into – I think his mindset has changed. It's clicked.
He wants to play football again.
Right. I think Brian Dable and that fucking coaching staff shattered this dude's confidence. A number one pick, first round pick. We know he got the skill set. You see he can press. You see his physicality. He's just got to want it and go out there and do it. And I think John Harbaugh and Denard Wilson, shout out to them. They got in that cat's ear, man. And I think he's ready to roll now. I think we're going to get the rookie Deontay Banks, probably a better version than that because he's got experience now. So thumbs up on Deontay Banks, man. But go ahead and talk about it, Pat.
Yeah, I like what I see from this cat, man. And honestly, he's looking like the number one corner for this team. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I think Banks is back in the system that he likes. Because remember, everybody's saying that this system reminds them of Wink system a little bit. And that's the system that he loved. And now he has the teachers behind it as well. He doesn't have a Brian Dable trying to overrun everything. And he's not. I think they put too much pressure on this kid, like he's just supposed to be locked down from day one. And when they got rid of Wink because of his ego, that took away his confidence. And now you got somebody like Bone who's trying to teach him to be a whole different cat. And it's like, no, I'm a physical cat. I want to put hands on people. I want to, now he's literally tackling again. Like he hurt our guy Ollie Gordon on the tackle. Yeah. Like he's going in there, he's setting edges. If you actually look at the game, he's setting edges in the run game now. And if he sees that he's free, he's going in there, he's going to attack. He's making tackles, like solid tackles. Like, dang, I didn't know you had this in you, Banks. So I think this team has been rejuvenated. I think they have a actual culture being built in that locker room. Guys like each other. Guys are playing for each other. And they see, if I'm not on my game, I'm going to be sitting next to coach. And that's a real culture in that locker room. Like, bro, like, if you don't do your job, okay, I got somebody to come in there that can get it done. And that's the culture you need on good teams. Because good teams, they know if I'm not on my game, the person that's behind me is foaming at the mouth, ready to get in there and show what he can do.
Right.
So I think that stepped up Deontay Banks' game. So good for him, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Banks, man. Shout out to Coach says just found out Banks and Denard Wilson are both Maryland alums. Do you know Wilson has a high interest in his growth? Yeah. Absolutely. And that's something that probably has helped him turn the corner. You know what I'm saying? That relatability with your coach, whereas in, the previous coaches were just fussing at you, for every little thing you did wrong, even though they were fucking doing dumb shit themselves. All right, I got one more as far as standouts is concerned, and this one is probably an obvious one, but it's Jameis Winston. And I want to look at Jameis Winston in a different light when I talk about him being a standout. First of all, he played excellent. Winston, what was Winston's numbers? 15 out of 21, 150 yards. Didn't throw no touchdowns, but he ran one in. So kudos to him. But Jameis Winston, I think is going to be a Giant for a long time. And he just kind of reminds me of one of those backups just going to be here. He loves New York. I think he's one of the better backups in the league, considering who all's out there. And Jameis makes the game fun for guys. He's a good locker room cat. And I think he helps the culture. He helps the culture that Harbaugh's trying to build. He helps that quarterback room. You can your offense can move with Jameis Winston. It ain't gonna be like it was when God, what's that cat? He's so bad. Brandon Allen got in the game. It ain't gonna be like that. Check down Charlie. Jameis Winston gonna push the ball. He gonna get the ball to the receivers, and I like the way he plays. I know the turnovers and yeah. You're gonna get all that, but I think he is putting himself in a position to be around the Giants for a long time. As their backup, we'll see if they have to pay Dart whenever they pay him. If they have to take some of that money and move it over to Dart and Jameis move on. But I think for right now, I think he's here, and I think he needs to be here. And I think when you see performances like that, even though he should tear backups up. Any backup quarterback that's been in the league should feast on practice squad players. But it's what you want to see. It's what you want to see from your backup quarterback. You can count on him. He can get the job done. Yeah, I want to see Jameis Winston on this team, regardless of who the starting quarterback is. And that was one of my biggest takeaways from last night is Jameis, but Jameis is made for this team, I believe.
Yeah, he's definitely made for this team, and he's proven it against live action. Last year, he had 2 very good games, even though we lost those games because the defense couldn't hold water at the end of those games against the Lions and the Bears, but he did well. And this cat needs to be the backup quarterback, whoever the quarterback is. That's a fact. Like, he's made for New York, and he's going to have a great career after his playing career. Like, he's going to have a great career in the media. So, and he's a good teacher. Like, this dude, only thing about Jameis Winston that you can say about his quarterback play is he's going to take a chance. And guess what? I like that in him. Like, he's going to let the receiver, he's going to, like, look, we need a play, coach. And James is like, yo, I was trying to make a play, coach. I'm sorry. And he'll come to the sideline. Let's get it. We going to go out here. We're going to win down 30-10. We're going to go out here and win. We're going to make a play. He'll get you a touchdown or 2. He's that type of player. And this is one of the first times in a long time I'm very confident in the backup quarterback. If Jackson Dart happens to go down, I'm ready to roll with Jameis Winston. He's going to put that ball in the air, and he's going to let some people make some plays. And it doesn't matter who the player is. If he sees that you can make a play, he doesn't care if it's Austin. He's going to throw that bitch down there. He go get it. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to come and the coach going to just shake his head like, damn, Jameis. And then he'll look at Jameis the very next drive like, damn, Jameis, good throw. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I like Jameis Winston, and he needs to be on this team, man.
Definitely. Coach says, love JW's arm pop. Yeah, he could still sling it.
Man, he could sling that thing.
He could still sling it. And what makes Jameis Winston's performance even more noteworthy and why we both say he needs to be on the Giants moving forward is look at the other 2 guys that went out there and played. Brandon Allen and Jake. Oh my God. Do you want to see any of them in a regular season game if you're the Giants? Hell to the no. So make sure you solid with your backup, and they all talk about Dart's injuries, which I think Dart will be fine. But if something does happen to him, I think we good money with Jameis Winston. All right, let's do this, man. You want to play a quick commercial, Pat? I'm gonna take a quick restroom break, and then we're gonna come back with the stock down. We got to do the negative part of this. Who fucked up?
All right. We'll be back after these messages.
Tired of restaurants pretending turkey is just for Thanksgiving? Well, welcome to the Jive Turkey. The only place where turkey is not the sidekick, it's a whole superhero. That's right, no beef, no pork, no chicken trying to sneak in through the back door. Just turkey. We got smoked turkey sandwiches stacked so high you might need a permit. Turkey wings tossed in sauce like they just won a championship. Turkey legs big enough to make you question your life choices. Turkey burgers, turkey bowls, turkey platters, turkey comfort food. If it can be turkey, you probably already put it on a plate. One bite and you'll be saying, hold up, this bird got moved. And don't worry, we got something for everybody. Lunch break, turkey. Family dinner, turkey. Game day, turkey. Random Tuesday when you just need something that slaps, you already know it. Turkey. At the Jive Turkey, we believe turkey deserves respect, seasoning, and maybe its own theme music. So come on down, bring your appetite, and leave the beef outside. The Jive Turkey, all the time. Jive and takeout, catering, and delivery available.
This football season, bring bold flavor to your game day lineup with End Zone Fade. The beer made for NFL Sundays, college football Saturdays, and fans who live for every snap, hit, and highlight. Whether you post it up at the tailgate, watch it from the couch, or celebrating a big win with the crew, End Zone Fade delivers a smooth, crisp taste worthy of kickoff. So when the game gets loud and the takes get louder, reach for the beer that plays all 4 quarters. End Zone Fade, built for game day, best enjoyed off the field.
Please enjoy responsibly. Must be 21 and over to purchase.
You may not be in the starting 5, but that doesn't mean your sneaker game has to sit out. Introducing Bench Warmers, the sneaker made for the player who stays ready, even if the coach forgot your name twice. With all the bench comfort, heat lock lining, and first step pop for when your number finally gets called, Bench Warmers keeps you cozy and on the sidelines and flashy enough to make the starters jealous. Because let's be honest, if you only got 30 seconds of playing time, you better look legendary in every one of them. Bench Warmers, built for the bench, ready for the moment. Stay ready, stay fresh.
New York basketball fans, the crown is here. The city is on fire, and Man Cave has been there for every second of the ride. From opening night to the final buzzer of a championship run. Knicks Inferno brings you live play-by-play for every Knicks game, including the playoff with instant reactions, detailed analysis, player breakdowns, injury updates, and real Knicks talk that keeps the fan base locked in. The New York Knicks are NBA champs, and if you lived it with Man Cave, you already know this isn't just coverage, this is celebration. And the Man Cave doesn't stop with Knicks basketball. He also taps in with the New York Giants talk, Duke Blue Devils coverage, and the women's game as co-host of Courtside View on the W with Coach Ed and Leaf, plus coverage of the New York Liberty. Man Cave is proudly a part of the ABSN Aboriginal Sports Network, but also on his own channel you get the full Man Cave experience. Subscribe to Man Cave today. Knicks Inferno, Championship Energy, Giants Talk, Duke coverage, Courtside View on the W. The city lives in the Man Cave. Subscribe.
In the sports world where everybody seems to follow the same headlines, repeat the same takes, and play it safe, Unpopular Opinion Sports brings something different to the table. This is where New York Giants football gets talked about with passion, perspective, and no shortage of opinions. On Giants Conversations, you get the latest Giants news, updated stats, player interview reactions, roster discussions, and everything happening around a big
Some
fluke.
people pointed out
And
that
when Sunday
Darius
arrives,
Alexander
Unpopular
struggled
Opinion
a little
Sports
bit.
takes you straight to game day, calling the New York Giants games live and reacting to every big play, momentum swing, touchdown, and heart-stopping moment. But this channel goes beyond the Giants. Step inside the unpopular zone, where controversial topics in sports are put front and center. No running from the conversation, no avoiding the uncomfortable questions, just sports talk designed to make you think, respond, debate, and maybe even reconsider your own opinion. And the reach continues through the Aboriginal Sports Network, where Unpopular Opinion Sports serves as the co-owner and helps bring even more original sports content to the audience. On Heart of the City, he joins Coach Ed Gladney to cover sports throughout the New York area. Giants, Jets, Knicks, Nets, Yankees, Mets, Rangers, Islanders, and beyond. The city is always a part of the conversation. And with amazing culture segment, sports meets music, history, entertainment, lifestyle, and the culture of New York while also reaching beyond the 5 boroughs. You can also catch him alongside Big Pat Sports Talk on New York Giants Full Access, breaking down Giants news, updates, and everything surrounding the franchise. So if you want Giants coverage, live game energy, New York sports, culture, and opinions that aren't afraid to go against the crowd? Subscribe to Unpopular Opinion Sports and tap into the Aboriginal Sports Network, because around here, the conversation is bigger than the scoreboard.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Let's get back to it, man. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe for myself, Unpopular Opinion Sports, and my co-host, Big Pat Sports Talk, that gentleman right there. We are the Aboriginal Sports Network. While you at it, hit like and subscribe for the ABSN Network too, man. Got a lot of content creators, man. A lot of good content coming your way. If you love sports like we do, this is the place you want to be. All right, back to the Giants. Whose stock is down? Braxton Berrios. Braxton Berrios is on here not because he played or did anything wrong. It's because he didn't play. Combine that from what I've seen from Calvin Austin and Darius Slayton. Combine that with the fact that my man has a soft tissue injury of some sort, which is the reason why he did not play in the game yesterday. I'm not exactly sure what the injury is. It just says soft tissue injury, but the fact that you're injured, the fact that your spot is basically a competition between you and Calvin Austin, and based on the fact that Calvin Austin looked really, really good yesterday, his familiarity with, and look, Berrios is a guy I like, and I actually prefer to have Berrios over this team, but his stock definitely dropped yesterday because Calvin Austin's stock rose, and I think it's one spot between two players. Pat, what you think?
Yeah, I think, especially if he doesn't play next week, I think he won't make the cut on this team, and he will be cut. And I like Braxton Berrios, man. He brings a lot of special teams ability, but he's just not as good as a receiver as Calvin Austin. I think Calvin Austin brings very good special teams play too. So I really think he gets canceled out because of the emergence of Calvin Austin. But not to say he's a bad player. I would keep him on the practice squad if you can keep him on the practice squad, for sure.
Yeah, true that. And again, you know, a couple of these guys may end up on the practice squad. We'll see come cut day. You know, the Giants do have a surplus of receivers that everybody in the league's talking about it. So, which is a good problem to have. So we'll see with Berrios. I'm rooting for him, but it's a numbers game, bro.
Yep.
All right. Evan Neal. Poor Evan Neal. I'm sorry. I know, Coach. I hate to do it to your son, but I think he's cooked, bro. I think he's cooked. Given what we seen line up yesterday from the offensive line, which was J.C. Davis. You had Runyon in there, Smits, Azudu, and Bo. And then, you know, they swapped him out. You seen Stinney going there. Hudson, Brian Hudson, not James. And then Evan Neal shows up in the third quarter on the third team, and I swore he got beat on that sack that was am I right? Because I looked, you know, like I said, I wasn't, but I was like, yes, is that him? Yeah, man, got away from him. I think it's a wrap for him. You know, we've been pulling for him despite the criticism. I just think they just missed. They missed on him. I don't know what they do with him. Maybe he goes somewhere else, gets another chance. But I think cut down day, he's going to be on the outside looking in based on what we've seen throughout summer camp, throughout training camp, and yesterday in that game, whiffing. He didn't whiff on the block. He let his man get around him.
I'll try to flip him for like a 5th round pick. If you can flip for Lele for a 6th rounder, you might be able to flip him for a 5th rounder. But yeah, it's a wrap. I don't know, man. He's just too slow. He's too slow, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Salute, man. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Definitely appreciate you, man. Hit that like and subscribe for us. OKC Donald says, coach says Neil is marginal. I was wrong with his talent. I hope he finds somewhere else to continue. Maybe Tennessee. Yeah. Brian Dable loves ex-Giants players. So
hey, he didn't even get no clock over here with Dable, so he definitely ain't going to Tennessee. Dable didn't even play him. At least Harbaugh gave him a chance.
Yeah, he need to go where they got a good, like one of them top offensive line coaches, and maybe they can figure something out technical wise with him.
He go to somebody like the Eagles or Dallas or somebody like that to rejuvenate his career.
Definitely. But all right, moving on. We're gonna get through these here pretty quick. OBJ. OBJ is somebody who I thought was a lock for this team. He's playing a lot in the preseason. I don't know if it's because they just want him to get the reps. But he's out there a lot. And for somebody to be a lock or somebody that you think you might be counting on for this season, I don't know if you want to give him that many preseason reps. He has done what he's supposed to do, though. Did miss that touchdown catch. That ain't a good look. But tough catch. I'm not going to knock him too much for that. But I just see it as kind of a fringe situation now. Given the emergence of Malachi Fields, if you're going to bring in Austin for special teams, you have neighbors already. I think Darius Slayton's pretty much put his foot in there as having a spot. It's going to be tough to kind of squeeze him in there in a sixth spot without him playing special teams. Didn't see any special teams reps yesterday. I will say this, y'all. I do think they find a way to get him on the roster somehow, but I don't think him playing damn near the whole game yesterday helps his case. What you think?
I think you could look at this one or two ways. Him playing a lot does mean that he's trying to find his way onto the roster, especially if he plays a lot during the third game. You know he's trying to find a roster spot, but he has been getting open. Let's just keep it a buck. He's been getting open, and he looks good when he's open. And if it wasn't for the drop in the end zone, you'd be saying he's a lock on his team. Like, he's been doing his job. He's been getting open. He's been beating corners, and I like him. I mean, I wouldn't say he hurt his stock per se, because he got open enough to even get a chance at the touchdown. It's just Jameis put a little heat on there that got on him a little bit, you know, and people are allowed to have a drop. I mean, this dude, I don't know, man. It just depends on what you think that he can bring to this team. Do you think that he could be a primary slot receiver, or do you think if somebody gets hurt, you can bring him in and he can be a guy that can play on the outside? It's just depending on what you want to do with OBJ. Because if you think Calvin Austin can be your primary slot guy, then that really hurts his stock. You see what I'm saying?
And yeah, that's where I'm going. You see what I'm doing.
Because they're going to put Austin on the field, and Slayton, they got to put Slayton on the field. So then you got Neighbors, Malachi Fields, and then it's OBJ, Braxton Berrios.
See what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? So it could be a numbers game, but I don't think you should cut OBJ.
And he's not making no practice squad. I think somebody
somebody's gonna pick him up. So
you know what I'm saying? So
we'll see.
You're gonna have to keep him or cut him and let him go somewhere else. Yeah, I still in my heart think he makes the team, but his stock is a little bit down in my eyes. Darius Alexander, this is a guy me and Pat were both high on, but he's just not getting it done in the preseason as far as the run defense is concerned. Now, he does get pressure from that spot. I will say that, you know, he gets in there, he gets pressure on the quarterback. I want to see more, man. I want to see more from this brother. I have high expectations for him. That's why I put him on this list. He's not he just hasn't done it yet. And he's playing a lot too, which means the coaches want to see more tape on you. And if the coaches want to see more tape on you, that means you got something to prove.
Yeah.
And I I don't know. I'm not saying it's over for him. I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm not saying he's not going to make the team. This is just stock up, stock down, and he's not helping his stock. And then based on what, Coach even said it, Bobby Jameis might be coming for your spot. So based on everything we've seen, the D-tackle depth and just him not flashing like we want to see in as far as the run game is concerned, you still see these backs going straight up the middle, right into his gaps. It's hard on Alexander. But again, he's on the list of stock down. Not saying he cut or he's going to be off the team or anything like that. I think he still has a roster spot. He's a 3rd round pick, for God's sakes, and he does have potential, but he needs more seasoning, definitely. If you want to put him out there as far as starting and helping your run defense out. I thought he was a starter, bro. I don't know right now. He may come off the bench in favor of somebody like Chauncey Golston or Shelby Harris and Font 2. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's a guy that's a complimentary guy. It depends on what you're looking at him as. He's not a run stuffer, bro. He's a tweener. He's a guy that has size that could get after the quarterback a little bit. If you put him out there with some run stuffers, you may see his play elevate. You see what I'm saying? He's one of those top guys, but he's not the guy when you put him out there. He's not the guy. He's like a role player type, and you need these types on your team. As far as his stock being like a premier guy, yes, I think his stock has dropped a little bit because he has a little bit to work on when it comes to stopping a run. And I think it's technique. I don't think it's strength. I don't think it's ability. I think it's technique. And he has to get in the lab and really get his technique down with the swim moves, taking on double teams. He played at Toledo. Let's just keep it a buck. The competition and offensive line is not on pars like Ohio State or Miami or something like that. So it's going to take him a little time. Remember, this is his second year? I think this is his second year. He was under that regime last year too, which weren't teaching anything like that. So this is pretty much his first year of teaching. So you got to give him a little bit of time. And I know Giants fans hate that with draft picks. Oh, he was a 3rd round draft pick. He should be all pro by now. No, it doesn't work that way. So let's see this guy when he gets out there with DJ Reader and maybe Shelby Harris. Let's see what he can do when he's not the primary focus. He's the primary focus right now. Now, what does hurt his stock is you're not going against starters. You're going against backups. And so you should be a little bit better against backups. I will say that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Neil, I don't know. Donald.
Unless Azudu was really hurt, I don't think he makes it.
I think Josh Azudu's passed him from that as far as that guard spot, and Stinney and Bo and JC Davis have already been ahead of him. Slayton,
Kuba's ahead of him.
Yeah, Kuba, Slayton. We already talked about Slayton as well. Slayton is gonna make this team, whether you guys like it or not. Miz, what's going on? Says what was at the game yesterday in the end zone. Got sat Reese in the action. Is an action figure. Looks unreal. Yeah, Arvell Reese is somebody that I don't even think we need to talk about no more. I think that dude is legit.
Oh yeah, he's legit, bro.
Everybody knows it. He's gonna be a fucking beast. 97. That's Bobby Jameson Travis. We talked about him as well. He does have potential. All right, let's get to our. I think this is my last one right here, and it's the biggest one. That's Tyrone Tracy. Lord have mercy. It could not have gone worse for Tyrone Tracy. From the missed block that almost got Jackson Dart's head knocked off to the fumble yesterday right near the goal line. You're about to go in for a touchdown. You fumble the ball. I believe they had him on special teams, which I haven't never seen him play special teams. The fact that they signed Najee Harris to be the new backup, and the fact that Blown Motors look better than you. It can't nobody else stock be further down than Tyrone Tracy's right now. I don't think it's a guy I want to cut because you see his potential. It's just John Harbaugh ain't gonna play for that mistake shit, bro. Just like Tom Coughlin, they not gonna have you out there making mistakes all the fucking time. So you're gonna be a backup if you make the squad. Potential, regardless of how you run the football, regardless of how good, smooth you look, making cuts and going up the field, finding holes, which he does very well. You cannot fumble. You cannot miss blocks. You got to do the little shit out there on the football field. And this is the difference between a Brian Daboll coach team and a John Harbaugh coach team. John Harbaugh, Tom Coughlin's, Bill Parcells, cats, they're not having you go out there and make mistakes that costs this football team games. They're not going to have it. There's a short leash for you. Unless you're the number one pick in the fucking draft, and you're not. You're a fifth-round pick, Tyrone Tracy. And I like Tyrone Tracy, but you cannot have mistakes. And that's another thing that irritates me about the Giants in past. Just mistake. And it's little shit. Shit you should know better. You should know better. I do not think they cut Tyrone Tracy, although they can. But I think he is being pushed way down the depth chart right now. And hey, look, bro, if you don't like it, play better. Because we ain't got time to just give guys spots on this team no more with the depth that John Harbaugh and Joe Shane is building on this team. So his stock's down, and if he don't get his act together, his stock might be dead, meaning he's off this team. But what you got on Tracy?
I think he survives this season, but I do think when Najee Harris is back to playing shape, I think he drops to third, and then he's going to be competing with blown motor for those carries. What hurt his stock is you can't trust this guy in scoring situations. He always fumble. He like it always. It's just
every time.
It's just weird, bro. Like when he run, when he's good, like when he's running, like he looks good. But if I can't trust you in crucial situations, like how did he fumble that ball? It's like he had it and it
slipped. He didn't get hit, but that's the shit that got me. When I looked at him, I'm like, hold up, he might have got hit. He ran and the ball just bloop.
Yeah, that was weird.
I mean, popped out his arm. I mean, lip just popped out. I was like, he didn't get hit.
Like I said, he better hold Najee Harris is, he better hold Najee Harris is not Najee Harris, because if so, he will be third, because they're going to play Najee Harris right behind Cam Scatterbo, and they're going to share carries. So there's a lot of carries that are going to be taken away if that Najee Harris cat is back to himself. Point blank.
Yeah, it's. I'm trying to tell you, man. These guys don't like. They don't want you making these type of mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't trust them in the red zone, bro. I can't trust them in crucial situations.
I mean, I just want to see something real quick. Just give me 2 seconds, y'all. I do look up stuff here. 2 seasons, Tyrone Tracy has 6 fumbles in 2 years with the Giants. Najee Harris has 5 fumbles in 5 years of playing, with way more carries and way more games played. That kind of tells you where Tyrone Tracy's position is. You fumble and you don't pick up the blitz well, which Najee Harris does, which Blown Motor can do, and Cam Scatterbo can do. So I get what you're saying, Coach. I get what y'all saying in the chat. But again, this is John Harbaugh's team now. And yeah, he's not gonna allow those little mistakes to go scot-free. He does run hard, runs the right routes, and and does the right things, but they've been trying to upgrade this running room, and everybody thought it was because of Cam Scatterbo, and I know why now. It's because of him. They want a better back over Tyrone Tracy. And I think they may have kind of like some of you guys said, I think he may be kind of stuck in that spot right now, just because he's a Giants draft pick. He's on the team. You know, he's familiar with everything going on. But I'm with you, Pat. I think eventually they're gonna move off this dude. You know what I'm saying? He'll be up somewhere else running for somebody else's team. And good luck to him. I think he's a good running back. I just don't think he fits what they want to do. I don't. They want to be bullies, bro. Like real, like thump you.
That's why they got Najee Harris. That's the way they're going this season with the running back position. Now, after this season, I think they're going to try to find a guy that you can be like, yo, all game long, we're going to give it to him.
Yeah, because
that's why I think they were after.
Yeah.
I think they wanted the cat from Seattle too.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker. They looking for a guy like that, a bell cow back.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cam Scatterbo isn't that necessarily because of the way he runs.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna get hurt. He's gonna have some injury issues, and he's just gonna be fucking tired because he's trying to bully everybody and run through people. So you need that change of pace back, or you need a workhorse back, and you can put in a Cam Scatterbo or Najee Harris type to get you those tough yards in between the tackles. And I think that's the way they're gonna try to build this team out moving forward. All right, man. Any other players that you've seen as far as stock up, stock down is concerned? Anybody you want to add or anything you want to add as far as this segment is concerned?
Yeah, let's get past it. But JC Davis, he played a hell of a game against the Dolphins. He started all game, and you didn't hear not one thing from the blind side. Like, he was legit. Yeah. JC
Davis was legit, and so we're gonna come back here and do a little inside the NFC East. Let's take a look around the division. And you got a game plan.
Yep.
So, all right. So we'll go to Big Pat's game plan right after the inside the NFC East, and then we'll wrap it up with On the Money or Outta Pocket. So let's go ahead and get to inside the NFC East, and then we're gonna talk about these other teams here in a second. But you could go ahead and play that intro.
Giants, Commanders, Cowboys, Eagles. Welcome to Inside the NFC East.
All right, man. We're gonna get to inside the NFC East, man, and we're gonna set it off here with let me get this. We're gonna set it off here with the Washington Commanders. Commanders losing 17-13 to Detroit yesterday. McManus, coach's boy, Khalil McManus, been looking pretty good over there for the Commanders. 11 out of 14, 162 yards. Jaden Daniels, I think he got one series, threw one pass, got a sack. They didn't really put him out there per se. I don't like the outlook of the Commanders. I think they're gonna have trouble protecting Jaden Daniels. And everything that I've been seeing from that squad is kind of telling me that. What are your thoughts about Washington so far, man?
Yeah, yeah, Washington got some problems, man. I think Jaden Daniels is gonna have a tough season. Like if they have a good season, he's gonna have to be the magic man. Like seriously, with their center getting hurt and that left tackle getting hurt, it's gonna be a problem because you got to go against our pass rush. Dallas pass rush is gonna get to you. The Eagles pass rush is gonna get to you, and they play a hell of a schedule. So, yeah, I can see them having very, very bad issues. And then he got the whole LSU thing about his number and all that garbage. That's crazy too. Like that ain't even your concern right now. You should be concerned about Washington. And then the whole Sonny Styles thing. They got to get somebody in there that could coach that kid up on recognizing the plays. He has the ability, but taking on blocks, nobody's teaching him how to take on blocks. He's just running into people again, pretty much bowled over. Even the tight end bowled him over. And his play recognition is tremendously down. So I don't know what they should have kept the dude from Seattle there, the middle line, Wagner. They should have kept Wagner there and let him learn from Wagner. But they're just throwing him out there, so it's going to be a problem for the Commanders this year. Just going to keep it a buck with you.
Yeah, but everybody's high on Washington. Jaden Daniels, yeah. Look, Jaden Daniels, I did the top 5 on New York Giants full access. Y'all go watch that. Shout out to Big Pat. Jaden Daniels was my number 1 player in this division one of my top players in this division as far as offense, but they're not doing him no solace over there in Washington. And for anybody that thinks the Commanders are more talented or have a better outlook on this season than the New York Giants, they're fucking crazy. Because we watch real football. They have a lot of deficiencies on defense. And on offense, they're dependent on heavily on Jaden Daniels, which is not what you want to do. All right. Let's go to Dallas. Dallas Cowboys beat the Cardinals 34-13. Joe Milton looking good out there, man. 9 out of 13, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jaden Blue got it going, 15 carries, 75 yards. But the story out of Cowboys camp is this kid, Camden Brown, Pat. Camden Brown, 2 catches, 77 yards. They're all raving about Camden Brown over there in Dallas. And if you're the Cowboys, you want another receiver to kind of step up in that spot. After Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. Because right now, Dallas, they got Ryan Flannery and Jonathan Mingo, Kevontae Turpin. It's kind of thin after those two. So again, while we talk about the depth that the Giants have as a receiver, Cowboys a little bit top heavy. But this kid Camden Brown has come on. Cowboys offense looks as advertised. Unfortunately, y'all, the offense is going to be good. But still some questions about that defense. But you play the Cardinals, you're going to beat up on them. You're supposed to beat up on them. What are your thoughts about the Cowboys and what you've seen in their preseason action?
I think the Cowboys offensively are ready, man. You're going to have to come and you're going to have to play some defense against these boys. And if you give Dak Prescott time, they're going to carve you up because they have 2, maybe 3 good tight ends over there. So they're ready. Offensive wise, they're ready. And you have to stop their run game. You can't let Blue and what's the other guy last year? Came from the Broncos.
Javonte Williams.
Yeah, you can't let Williams and Blue start to carve you up in the run game, and then they can start doing whatever they want to you. So, especially if the play action starts to work, it is what it is, man. This Cowboys team is gonna be good, and we're gonna have to play some football to beat them. Let's just keep it a buck, and we're gonna have to take advantage of their defensive deficiencies. Now, if their defense starts to play really good defense, this is going to be a tough team to beat because this is not a team where you want their offense on the field a lot of the game. You have to win time of possession against them, and you have to stop their run. Plain and simple.
True that, man. All right, let's go to last team in this division, the Philadelphia Eagles, losing their preseason game yesterday, 24-21 to the Patriots. Of course, they had that joint practice. You've seen all the highlights of AJ Brown and Mitchell kind of going at it, going back and forth. But for this Eagles team, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a different look. It's gonna be a different type of offense. As far as the game is concerned, Tanner McKee, 16 out of 22, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. Andy Dalton looked absolutely woeful, 3 out of 10, 44 yards. They got another little scatty back type dude, Will Shipley. He looks pretty good out there.
Clemson.
Yeah. From the Eagles, that Keely Ringo dude, he's really up and down. He's kind of inconsistent for them. So they still have some concerns about Ringo. And of course, because he had a call for an illegal contact call. Some of their corners got toasted. Some of the backups got toasted in that game. Just kind of reading off of what all happened. Wasn't there, didn't get to watch that particular matchup. But what I will say about the Eagles is it's going to be a heavy lift for Jalen Hurts this year because now you got to hit all aspects of the field and you got to really open this offense up for him. All of these quarterbacks in this division, well, the three as far as Dart, Jaden, and Hurts, they're all transitioning to playing a lot more underneath center. The thing about Jalen Hurts, though, that's different between Dart and Jaden Daniels is we don't see Jalen Hurts hit that middle portion of the field consistently like we see the other two guys do. So that's kind of what I'm watching for. Of course, the Eagles ain't going to play Jalen Hurts in the preseason. He's, he's a veteran, so whatever. But it's really gonna be all eyes on this Eagles offense this year because their defense, I think, will still be pretty solid. And that Ty Robinson's coming along too, Pat, our boy that we talked about. He's been having a pretty good camp for them. But what's your thoughts on Philly?
I think Philly's going to be led by their defense this year, and they're going to be led by the run game. You're going to start seeing them look a little bit like the Eagles before AJ Brown got there a little bit. And if you stop their run game and stop Jalen Hurts from creating plays outside the pocket and getting scrambles, they're going to have a tough time scoring this year, I believe. Especially if they're not in a bunch of tush-push situations. Yeah. It's gonna be a problem out there for them on offense. So you stop that Saquon Barkley train, it might be on this year, but they're still a good team until they're not.
Absolutely, man. But that's gonna be it for Inside the NFC East. We're gonna get to a little Big Pat's game plan coming up here, man. So y'all stay tuned. Then we're gonna finish it up with On the Money or Out of Pocket, man. So Inside the NFC East, man.
All right, that's been Inside the NFC East. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break, and we're going to get into Big Pat's game plan, man. Got a little bit for you guys. Let's do it.
Brooklyn Nets basketball fans, tap in with Leaf Diggy, the home of Nets visuals. Every Nets game, Leaf is live with play-by-play, instant reactions, player breakdowns, injury updates, and real basketball analysis from the tip-off to the final buzzer. Nets Visuals brings you the energy, the insight, and the full game experience. And when the Nets game is over, the hoops talk keeps going with Leaf is the Lead, covering NBA and WNBA scores, recaps, news, rumors, and the biggest stories around the game. Leaf is a part of the Aboriginal Sports Network, but Leaf is also where you get the full experience on his personal channel, Leaf Diggy. So subscribe today. And that's visuals, Leaf is the League, Brooklyn basketball, and League Wild Hoops coverage all in one place. Leaf is the League. Subscribe. Giants fans, your game day experience just got louder. Join Big Pat for live New York Giants play-by-play, instant reactions, injury news, and detailed analysis from kickoff to the final whistle. And when the game ends, the conversation keeps going with film studies, player breakdowns, documentaries, and honest analysis from around the NFL and the NBA.
Matty B at small for Fuzilis that would dunk on anybody.
Big Pat also teams up with NYG22 as co-producer of Heart of the City and Giants Convo on the Aboriginal Sports Network. If you want Giants football, real sports knowledge, and analysis without the fluff, welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk and watch Big Pat across the ABSN where the game comes to life. Subscribe now.
Big Pat's game plan. This week's key matchups.
All right, so we are on Big Pat's game plan. I'm going to show one play from the offense and one play from the defense. And we're going to start with the defense, just showing you a little bit of what Denard Wilson will start to do in the regular season. He always shows it like one or two plays in the third quarter of his attack and defense. So I'm going to show you a play here where I think we get the sack here against the Dolphins. So just going to run the play for you. You see Michael McFadden get in there. You see number 96 Pickens get in there and they get the sack. So we're going to see exactly what they did. So as you can see here, they're pretty much stacking a line of scrimmage. And the reason why they're going to stack the line of scrimmage is because we have super athletes everywhere in that front seven to where Tremaine Edmonds could get back and cover the pass. Arvell Reese can get back and cover the pass. Even freaking Brian Burns could get back and cover the pass. And Nubin and Pinnock will be that third safety coming down. Maybe they blitz and maybe they don't. But to show here, the start, you can see that he brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He only brought 5 rushers. You said this guy, Kelly's going to take the running back out the backfield. Man here, man here, man here, man here. So this defense, these DBs going to have to play some big boy football. You can't allow quick passes and miss a tackle or let big plays happen because that's what happens with aggressive defenses like this. But to keep it going, you know, erase everything, keep it going. Now, I want you to see one thing here. You see number 96 loop?
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to loop the defensive tackles. They're going to loop these defensive tackles and they're going to go like this. And somehow, some way, they're always going to find a loop. When they want to get quick pressure, they're going to find a loop either with the defensive tackles, and maybe that's DJ Reader and Shelby Harris, or Alexander and DJ Reader, or they would loop the linebackers and say this is Avril Reese and this is Tremaine Edmonds. They'll loop the linebackers to go and get after the quarterback. But this is going to be one of his basic blitzes that he run, not blitzes, but pressures that he's going to run each time. And so the Dolphins, you see how this guy takes on 2 players and this opens up the lane for number 96. Good job by McFadden getting off his guy. Like, McFadden is the worst best player I've ever seen, bro. I can't stand him. But he wins his battle, and guess what? Now you got 2 people on the quarterback and almost get a safety. So let the play run one more time and let you see it in full action, man. Love it. Boom. Engage those 2 guys in the middle.
Then Luke,
Ghostin takes on 2. Luke Pickens, he gets in there. McFadden, you got to win your matchup, and he does. And you get the quarterback. Dope.
Good shit.
All right, here we go. We got the play where Darius Slayton makes a big play. So we're going to watch this play here, and then we're going to talk about it. Let's go. Big pass game plan. You see Slayton over there gets this catch here, and he gets, 20? I think it was 29 yards. Good play, Slayton. Way to fight. So you go back to the beginning of this play here, and you see we have trips to the left side. Good blocking right there, too. So now you have 3 receivers up here. 3. Some Brian Dable didn't do a lot. Now, these 3 guys right here, they all would have curled up, and this guy probably could have guarded all 3 of them. Let's just keep it a buck. But with Matt Nagy, that doesn't happen. So, Mr. Nagy, now, I want to talk right here. Do you see that he formed a triangle? Normally, the defense has the triangle against 2 receivers, but he made it where we have 3 receivers against their 2 DBs.
That's it too. Yeah.
So this allows positioning to where you have a comeback here. Now, is he going to guard here? If he does, that's what Slayton comes into play. You got a guy here. This guy's going to have to step up here. And if he continues to run, this guy's going to have to come this way, and this can open up the out route here. So, very good combination of routes. And Jameis Winston, being the veteran that he is, let me take this off for you guys. Jameis Winston, being the veteran that he is, he takes Slayton because he sees that this guy, that false step right there, he's shown. Yep, he's biting on the in route here. And the reason why you run that in route, because now this guy can't run with Slayton. And if this guy's backs up to Slayton, now you got him wide open in the middle of the field for a first down. So that's why I showed the triangle. If you get teams in this position where they're out of position and they don't, and their third guy's way back here because they're scared of the speed of Slayton, you see what I'm saying? That's why Slayton is important. Whether you like him or not, he can take the top off the defense and they have to respect it. Caught him right there in the middle, and now Slayton gets to use his speed. He takes a bad angle. Slayton's past him. Now 13 yards turns into what? 30. Just a little bit of what I've seen out of Matt Nagy and what this Giants offense can do with Matt Nagy as the offensive coordinator and Denard Wilson as your defensive coordinator. So, NYG, what did you like about those 2 plays, man? I'll let those plays play in the background while you're talking.
For one thing, I like the disguising of the defense. And if you notice on that play, right, like you said, they did a little loop or stunt or whatever you call it, but they showed pressure, then some cats back. Like, I like a defense that you can't read what they're going to do pre-snap. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to because if you see it right there, you see they all crowd like you said, and then as you see, I think it's Kelly almost looks like he's gonna blitz, but then he picks up that running back. So that right there gives the quarterback of the opposing team some hesitance, you know. And when you hesitate, you done, you cook.
Now, one more thing I want you guys to notice: the linebackers here. These are going to be the key. These 2 guys are what they're going to do. So McFadden does a very good job of not tipping his hand until he sees that ball getting ready to get snapped. You see him take a step, and now it's snapped. Now he's the guy that's coming. You see how far back McFadden came? He was like 8 yards from the line of scrimmage, but you know what?
You don't know if he's dropping or blitzing or nothing, because he ain't showing you nothing. That's what I'm saying.
And you don't know, and this formation here, this shows that we're being aggressive. We're being aggressive. So whatever you're going to do, you better get it done quick. Or if not, these 2 guys would back out and they would run zones. They would run
Shout out to
zones.
Coach for the 100 Jews. Appreciate you, Coach.
Yep. So just to show you something, go ahead.
Nah, I mean you're right, because it looks crowded, but then when they back out, the quarterback, see, a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, they people always talk about 1 read, 2 read quarterbacks, yada yada yada. And when you put in pressure like that, like Denard was saying, your quarterback don't got time to sit back there and he's not open. He's not open. He's open. Whoosh. He don't got that kind of time.
So
they don't know who's coming, who's blitzing, who's doing what.
So if you want to get funky with it, and I got a little bit of time left before I have to get to work, but if you want to get funky with it, I'll show you 2 more scenarios you can run out of this actual formation. You can run a cover 3 sky. You can make these 2 guys play the deep hashes on the field. You play in the short, play short, and have these 2 guys cover in the middle of the field here, and just go with your 4 rushers. That's how you can play a zone out of it if you are, a little bit weary of the receivers out there. Another thing you could do, you can run multiple blitzes out of this. Like Banks here, you can literally send him from right here and have Newman take this guy. And that will probably be either Alvaro Reese or Tremaine Edmonds taking on this tight end here. He takes on the running back. He takes this receiver. He takes this receiver. And you'll send the blitz from the outside here. You see what I'm saying? Or you could do something vicious out of it. Send both these guys blitzing. Have these guys zone up. Have this guy play man-to-man or deep hash, but it's man-to-man if it's a shorter route. Same here. And you can send these 2 guys and send 6. You see what I'm saying? And you still got coverage for this guy, and this guy's going to have to block.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you could get real funky out of these situations. So that's a little bit of what I study with the game, and I love studying the game. You can run so many different formations and so many different scenarios and blitzes and zones out of just one defensive formation. And that's what makes the game exciting to me. And that's why I love doing Big Pat's game plan. But that was just to give you guys a little bit of and that was just 2 plays. Imagine if I had to do a whole game for you guys. You see what I'm saying? So
I can't wait to the season, man. Yeah. Definitely, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Cave, salute, man. Appreciate all y'all chiming in, man. But that's been Big Pat's game plan. Let's wrap it up real quick with some On the Money Out of Pocket, and we're gonna get up out of here.
All right, On the Money Out of Pocket, on the way.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket.
All right, we're gonna have a couple little memes here I got for y'all. We're gonna start off with hold on. I gotta make sure I mute these things. Let's see. So give me a second. All right, cool. So people have been talking about Cam Scatterbo. We kind of talked about him a little bit earlier, but is this Cam Scatterbo's running style?
Yeah. That little dude gone. A little robot.
He ain't.
Crash. Dang.
A lot of people making fun of Cam Scatterbo. This was a meme I thought was fucking hilarious. On the Money Out of Pocket, man. Y'all making fun of Cam Scatterbo.
Man, it's on the money, man. It's good humor, man. That's Cam Scatterbo, man. He just runs some things. Crash dummy.
All right, now
he was moving though.
All right, grade this guy's drawback. You draw back before a punch. I want you to grade this guy's drawback. It says, the post says, okay, bitch, they didn't took it too far, recalling pork rinds. Okay, well, grade this guy's drawback, though. I thought this shit right here.
Whoa!
Have you ever drew back that far. Look at his
man. Good grief. You can hit him 5
look at his
times before you
jaw
get
back.
done.
Look what his hand is.
Man, you get hit with that, you deserve to
He
get
comes
hit.
around and actually connects with this. Oh my God, that dude's done. On the money out of pocket. My man's drawback game.
Out of pocket, man. You knocked out before he throws a punch. But if you let him connect, good Lord, he better be able to knock you out 3 times with that one.
Oh shit. On the money or out of pocket, these memes are getting out of control, man. Kyler Murray. Is it Kyler Murray in Vikings practice, y'all?
What in the world is going on, bro?
Look at his throw game. Look at his arm.
Yeah, they've been killing Kyler Murray, man. The little baby pictures and stuff.
Kyler Murray memes, man. On the money or out of pocket. Is he too short? I think it's out of pocket, man. I like
It's
Kyler,
out of
my
pocket,
boy.
man.
Kyler, my boy, man. He be one of
He's had success in this league, man. He's been one of the top paid quarterbacks of the league at one point, but it's funny. But that's out of pocket, man. Come on, man. Then they made him fat.
They made him fat Kyler. Come on, y'all. On the money or out of pocket. Jose Canseco saying he exposed A-Rod because he had an affair with his wife. On the money or out of pocket. Snitching because your old lady sleeping with somebody. On the money out of pocket, man. Let's take a listen here a little bit.
You know, I'm going to talk about A-Rod now, let the world know who he really is and what he's really doing. I put him in contact with known PD dealers, and the guy I mentioned actually, once I mentioned his name, left the country. A-Rod paid him to leave the country so he wouldn't be found.
So
no, A-Rod he's kind of like
So what are your thoughts on this, Pat?
Oh,
They said this guy snitched on Alex Rodriguez because I'm gonna read y'all the post because he slept with his old lady. A-Rod not friends, but when I found out A-Rod was having an affair with my wife Jessica at the time, that instigated this whole thing. I'm going back talking about A-Rod now. Let the world know who he really is. We're seeing this a lot in sports now. The sleaziness of some of these guys, and some of these wives. What's your thoughts, though?
Yeah, I think everybody in the situation's out of pocket. His wife, he out of pocket for snitching. A-Rod out of pocket for paying PED dudes to leave the country and sleeping with dudes' wives. Which, come on, man. You know, A-Rod, he was a heartthrob, man. You know what time it is, man. It's like get mad Derek Jeter hit your old lady. I mean, it is what it is, bro. He's Derek Jeter. You know what I'm saying? If your old lady ain't 100% behind you, she gonna go.
She gonna go.
You ain't lying. You know the publicity them dudes bring and the status them dudes had, the money they got. They're huge figures, man. Like, come on. You know, this dude had J-Lo. I think A-Rod at one time. Didn't he have J-Lo at one time?
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. The whole situation's out of pocket, and he talking about PEDs. He's one of the faces of PEDs.
Main ones, right.
It is what it is, man.
All right. On the money out of pocket. This is the Deshaun Watson situation.
Oh my goodness.
Deshaun Watson, the Browns booed Deshaun Watson. Because this is when he came into the game. This is Deshaun's reaction. Let's listen to a little bit of it.
I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows it has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. And yeah, just move on.
But don't you think?
So on the money out of pocket, man, fans booing Deshaun Watson. He also mentioned they booed him when he tore his Achilles. They cheered, when he tore his Achilles. That was one of the main things that came out of this situation. But on the money out of pocket, the Browns fans or Deshaun Watson saying it has nothing to do with performance when he went out there and threw 3 for 5 for like 20-something yards. It's looked pitiful. But I'm trying to figure out who's out of pocket here. I'm really trying to figure it out because I get why you mad at the dude because he sucks. But, you can't cheer for him, man, when he get hurt. That's kind of foul. What you think, Pat?
Yeah, I think the whole Browns organization is out of pocket. Like these dudes are trash, bro. Their fan base is trash. The team is trash. The quarterback is trash. Shout out to Shedeur Sanders for making the best out of a trash situation.
Man, yeah.
That's the number one quarterback. And Deshaun Watson's out of pocket for his play. Like, what happened to this dude, man? He was considered
5 out of 12, 36 yards and a pick.
Yeah, it's like he was considered a top 3 quarterback just 3 years ago. And it's just like that's gonna be beyond the turf.
This situation.
I gotta tell y'all the full story on this. Like, this is crazy
work. All right, one more. I gotta slide this in here. This shit funny as hell. My man tears his joint coming out the tunnel.
Oh, did he tear his ACL?
Oh, yeah. Let's run it back.
Oh, no.
And he goes into the... You tear your shit coming out the tunnel.
He wasn't twisted his ankle. Oh, Lord. Thank God I won the ACL.
Yo. Yeah, that's out of pocket, son. He got the Rice jersey on. Yo, come on.
Yeah. He pulled a Riggs. Riggs. Damn, Riggs.
Oh, shit. But that's all we got for today on the money out of pocket. Y'all hit that like and subscribe, man. Coming at you with this good content every single Sunday right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. Do not tear your ACL coming out the tunnel. Wrap your shit up
bro.
Before you get to at least make it to the game, bro.
Right. Oh.
But yeah, that's all we got, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in.
All right, man. This has been Giants Convo. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. Hit that big blue join button for us right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. $2.99 a month, man. That's less than a 4 for 4. And you get to see us go to events that you want to see us at, like the Super Bowl, like the Senior Bowl, and maybe wherever you want to send us to. That helps us get there, man. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later on New York Giants Full Access, man. Let's go.